Shantavia Chronicles, and I am your host, Miss Shantavia. Today we're going to talk about Hollywood once again, and also Hollywood and Black people in the supernatural. But mostly today we're going to talk about Black people in the supernatural. I don't know if you heard about it, but Miss Annabelle, the conjuring little evil white porcelain doll, come to find out it's not even a porcelain doll. It was a Raggedy Ann cloth doll named Annabelle. So we got the real story. But yes, Miss Annabelle has been on tour throughout the states, and particularly Louisiana. So I don't know if you heard about the news or the YouTube news, but Miss Annabelle has been making her stops, and she has been doing a lot of things, being a little good busybody for the Black people in Louisiana. So I heard about this story first from The Real Kia. The Real Kia is on YouTube and Facebook, and she has been putting me on to all the Black, supernatural stuff that has happened to us now and who has happened to us over the years and in the past. Yes, it's been supernatural for us. Even during slavery, it's been supernatural for the Black people. And please subscribe to Miss The Real Kia on YouTube and Facebook, and you will be enlightened with all the supernatural things that has happened to us as a Black people here in Americas, and also in Africa, and also in general. And also we will be reviewing the Annabelle video as well, and what's been going on with her in real time. But this creator, because I like her videos, she's very funny, she's real original, and she's a good person, and her videos are just plain and simple. And also her deep dives are real thorough, and she's easy to follow. So Miss Lovely T. So Miss Lovely T is on YouTube as well. We'll be reviewing her video about the New Orleans / Annabelle tour and what's been going on with Annabelle, like with the spiritual connections allegedly in New Orleans, and with the spiritual connection. I don't know if you know about Annabelle. And so it's a lot of spiritual stuff that has been happening. A lot of slave houses has been caught on fire. Yes, in Louisiana, a lot of slave houses have been caught on fire. They put it out and it caught back on fire. Put the slave house out and it came back on fire. So if that's not a spiritual reckoning, I don't know what is. So yes, and the prisoners magically are being helped broken out of prison in Louisiana. So Annabelle, the little spiritual doll that looks like a porcelain doll, come to find out it is a Raggedy Ann, what is that? A cloth doll. So we're going to be reviewing Miss Lovely T video. You should check her out on YouTube. She covers celebrity news and also deep dives into Black news and Black entertainment and just stuff in general. What's going on with Black people today, even the trial. So Lovely T, she's a good content creator here on YouTube. I think she's even at 1 million subscribers right now. So if you haven't subscribed to Miss Lovely T on YouTube, please subscribe. And let's get into her video today. So hold on a second. Let's get the camera ready. Yes. All righty. Okay. Everything is up.
You ready? Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want
The latest news in the streets. Join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovely Tea Show. Bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovely Tea Show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Hey Tea Sippers, good morning. I hope you guys are doing good today. So there has been some really eerie things going down in NOLA recently. For y'all who don't know what NOLA is New Orleans, Louisiana. So what I noticed was earlier this month, this video went viral on TikTok of this man. He was trying to bump elbows with another gentleman on the street. And so it started up a conversation about destiny swapping because he could have easily just bumped the man's elbow himself, but he was inviting the man to bump his elbow, almost like in Sinners, the movie, where the vampires could not go into the home or into the club unless they were invited in. Remember the Asian lady, she's the one who invited the vampires into the club in Sinners, and then they wreaked havoc.
What y'all doing? Just step aside and let me on in now.
Why you need him to do that? You big and strong enough to push past us?
Well, that wouldn't be too polite now, would it, Miss Annie? Smoke.
Don't talk to him. You talking to me right now. Why you can't just walk your big ass up in here without an invite, huh? Go ahead. Admit to it.
Admit to what?
That you dead. So this is how I felt when I first watched the video of the man doing the destiny swapping in New Orleans. And when I tell you this went viral, a lot of people were having discussions about this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that clip right here, along with some other people discussing it as well. Check this out.
Come on. I can't do it. Elbow to elbow. I can't do it. Going to shake.
Everybody is talking about destiny swapping, which this is.
Or lose your home. Meanwhile, the guy you bumped elbows with is now on a winning streak. Protect your elbows. And if you think someone did knock your elbow, go home, wash your hands, wash your elbows in salt water. Then light a white candle and say, what's mine is mine, and what's theirs shall return to them.
And now we've all seen that very viral video of that man in New Orleans trying to bump elbows with the guy to tell his future. Everybody is talking about destiny swapping, which this is a form of trying to destiny swap. But nobody is talking about how the dead walk amongst the living on Bourbon Street, French Quarters, New Orleans. And they look just like us. And sometimes these hands get stuck onto people, like an attachment, like a cancer. And these people still have partially their minds and they want it off. And all it takes is one touch, one transfer of energy, and that spirit will jump on your ass. I don't know how many different ways I can tell you. New Orleans is a portal. New Orleans is a portal. New Orleans is a portal, especially in the French Quarters and specifically on Bourbon. It's so bad when I go, keep salt in my pocket. So if I accidentally bump into anybody, if anybody touches me, if I touch something and I get the heebie-jeebies, I throw salt over my shoulder. I walk out of places backwards. Every goosebump book that you read as a child about werewolves, luggaroos, haints, vampires. Yeah, they all down there in New Orleans. To this day, if you know, you know.
The situation in New Orleans about the elbow bump. And it's nothing new. Honestly, it's nothing new. Yes, it was a form of him attempting to destiny swap with the young man. See, the spirit needs permission to destiny swap. It needs permission to attach to you and him asking for permission. Now, I'm glad that man knew better. I'm glad because it wasn't going to end well for him if he did that. New Orleans raised me. I was always taught, do not shake hands. Do not bump fists. Do not let somebody hug you, especially if you are out at night, particularly in the French Quarters. And no, I'm not making this shit up. Just get you some sea salt, put in a Ziploc bag, and anybody touch you, you wash your hands and you wash that area too. And when you go back to the room, or you go back home, or anywhere you have to walk inside of a building, make sure you turn around and you walk backwards. Because the spirit don't like to face you. That way you keep it from entering with you. This is not story time. This is reality. The elbow voodoo, why you're not supposed to touch other people's elbows? In voodoo rituals, or in voodoo itself, there's one specific thing that you have to avoid. It's rubbing elbows with somebody. Crazy. Yeah. So there's this video that went viral on TikTok, and he's trying to convince a stranger that he can tell him his future. All he has to do is rub elbows with him. So the whole purpose of it, and the reason it holds so much danger, is because if you rub elbows with somebody, they can switch their destiny with you. Yeah, it's called a destiny swap. They say people like that, they can have a sense of when somebody carries a good destiny or they carry certain spiritual power, and they'll target them specifically, and they'll go up to them and say, they'll try to trick them to touching elbows. The elbow is like a hinge. Okay. So you can imagine it's like a hinge to your body, right? It can move different ways really quickly, and it opens like a door. So when you rub elbows with somebody, you could be trading your destiny with them. All right, so you guys just saw those videos.
Yes,
so now
right, Daniel
in various
B.
traditions, especially like in African spirituality and voodoo and hoodoo, physical contact can cause a transfer. I've talked about this before on this channel about the transfer of energy. That's why you have to be careful. You know who you allow to come into your personal space. If you do not feel comfortable with that person, if your spirit is not vibing with that person, do not allow them to hug you. Do not allow them to shake your hand, because that is a transfer of energy. And you can take on their energy and they can definitely take yours. And it's also another way to destiny swap. And bumping somebody elbow to elbow is sometimes used as a spiritual tactic to either offload their bad karma or redirect your destiny, your good karma, your good energy, your good opportunities onto them. So you have to be very careful about this, especially in very spiritual places like New Orleans, which are filled with many portals. New Orleans is a very, very spiritual place, and you have to really protect yourself when you go down there and really understand the culture. I know a lot of people, when they go to New Orleans, they put like salt in their pocket in case, people bump into them on purpose. They don't want to be at risk for destiny swapping. Now, if that's not crazy enough, right? There had been a lot of controversy with the Annabelle doll. Now, if you guys don't know who Annabelle is that demon-possessed doll that's housed by the paranormal experts Ed and Lorraine
That's the
Warren.
doll.
And they've had so many movies. We watched a few of them on Discord. But the Annabelle was never to leave the museum. Ed and Lorraine wants her at this particular museum, but now they're taking her on tour because supposedly there's supposed to be another Annabelle movie coming out. So they're trying to take the doll on a tour so that way it can start building up buzz for the movie.
One doll holds the key to unleashing hell on Earth. You thought you knew her story. But the truth is, Annabelle's evil has only just begun.
But what happened is that they done took this doll, child, down to New Orleans. And when I tell you a bunch of crazy shit has been going on in the past 72 hours, it is insane. Of all.
So yeah, now we're finally gonna get into Annabelle in New Orleans, the New Orleans, and what has happened with the slave house that caught on fire not once, but twice. They burned down the slave house, and we're gonna see the black people's interaction about the slave house after 168 years. Finally burned to the MF and ground because the roof is on fire, and we're gonna let the MF burn. So we're finally gonna get into that now. So let's go. Yes. Okay.
Of all places you could take that doll to, why would you take it to New Orleans? A city that's already filled with ghosts and spirits and portals, and it has a very blood-stained history and a lot of spiritual unrest. Ever since this doll has gotten down to New Orleans, this is just some of the crazy stuff that's happened. The largest plantation in the South caught on fire yesterday. The plantation is called the Nawway Plantation, and is one of the largest plantations in the South. And it caught on fire and Black TikTok was celebrating. Because if you guys do not know, this particular site is haunted. It was one of the largest plantations, so it had a lot of, generations of enslaved Africans, African Americans, and things like that who went through a lot of pain and suffering. And the family that owns it, they have become mega millionaires based off of the back of Black slaves. A lot of people are saying that this is karma for everything that they did to the Black folks on the plantation, and that the fact that they brought Annabelle down there, her arrival helped to spark, because they don't really know what caused the fire at this point in time. It is just like a huge fire. Everybody's talking about it on social media, and a lot of people are tying it to Annabelle coming down to New Orleans. So I want you guys to go ahead and check these clips out.
This was the largest antebellum plantation house in the South, owned by one of the richest enslavers in the South. This is the Nawway Plantation in Louisiana. It was built by enslaved Africans in 1859. It was owned by this guy, John Randolph. Now, John wasn't even from Louisiana. He was from Virginia originally, but he came from a wealthy slave-owning family, and his dad was hired by the federal government, and he moved with him. Now, originally, he wanted to make it into a cotton plantation, the same type of plantation that he was used to in Virginia. But he noticed that the climate in Louisiana was a lot different, so he changed it to a sugar plantation. And because of that, he ended up tripling his family's wealth. And he was a huge financial backer of the Confederacy in Louisiana. When he realized that the Confederacy was losing, he left his wife in Louisiana, took 200 slaves, and went to Texas. Once the Civil War was over, he eventually died in 1883, and his wife eventually sold the plantation for $50,000. That's the equivalent of $1.9 million today. And now he has no legacy at all.
Wish you can get.
What the hell, Auntie? What the hell, home? What the hell, Mary? What the hell, Burn?
Burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn. Not once, but twice. Burn, baby, burn.
The roof is on fire. We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker, burn.
With me, because there is some things about this resort and 4-star hotel that burned down that nobody is talking about, and my jaw was literally on the floor.
Yeah. So that happened, what is that? May 15, 5 days ago. They burned down another, I think it's the third one within the last couple of years, the slave house that's been here 160 something years. I believe I have a connection to Annabelle. I believe that, she is not racist, and she is here to get rid of evil. And they can go with her, or whatever entity that's in that dog can just go with her to HE double hockey sticks. And yeah, because I think she burned down like 3 of them within the last 10 years or whatever. So take that evil doll everywhere and get rid of the evil people here. So yes, get rid of evil people here. And maybe be a reckoning in Hollywood as well with Miss Annabelle on tour, even with me in Disney Studios. Maybe Annabelle can help me get my money from Disney Studios, because they owe me like billions and billions of dollars. So maybe Miss Annabelle can help me do that, since I'm like, she's helping the Black people now. Maybe she can help me, because I have a connection with her too, because I remember when the stuff was burned down with those other plantations that, we was talking about, justice and marching in the street. And thank goodness they brought Annabelle out to help us get our justice, because us as a flesh and blood, even Black, even the nice white people and the nice other people, they're not able to help us because it is a supernatural war. So yes, Miss Lovely T, she covers that. So subscribe to her because that's a video we watched. And the real Kia as well. She talks in and gives deep dives about, the supernatural warfare that we as a people are going through. And I'm kind of covering it a little bit because I'm going through supernatural warfare, trying to get my money from Disney Studios, and so has other people. The lady from the Matrix finally got paid after years and years later, and they just taking stuff. So I guess you have to go into the spiritual realm because they already in the spiritual realm as well. So help me, Annabelle. Help me, Annabelle, get my money from Disney Studios because I'm tired of being broke and Disney needs to pay me. So like, and share this video and hit the notification bell so you can be aware of my next video. Thanks for coming in. And please share this video about Annabelle getting rid of the antebellum South for the black people and for people in general. So Annabelle, I'm glad they named you that. There's probably some spiritual connection that we haven't even thought about yet, getting rid of the antebellum, the evil people. That's what the evil does. You think you could use evil to mess up good people? And the evil end up overtaking your evil white or your evil behind. So, Annabelle, that's what's up. Burn down some more slave antebellum houses and burn down some more evil people here that's being evil and racist. Thank you, Annabelle. And you have a great life, whatever side you on, because we as a black people appreciate Miss Annabelle. All right, thank you guys for coming in, and happy Wednesday, and goodbye.